Hello, hi guys. So I just want to share a simple setup that I use to speed up my development workflow, especially when using TDD. And this setup is inspired by John Reed. So when I start on a new project, I usually begin with Swift, rather macOS framework target. This is because I usually want to get fast feedback. When I press Command U, I just get the feedback of my current project, and that's ideal because at this time I usually focus on the business logic, no UI or database or networking or any specific framework dependency here, just pure core logic. And the idea behind this is to keep the business logic framework agnostic. I usually introduce those third part frameworks later when I actually need them. And the idea behind this is to ensure my core logic is reusable and not tightly coupled with any specific third-party framework. Now, when I join different teams, things are also different in the sense that most projects are created using specific UI framework. For example, you may find a team which created their project using UIKit or Swift UI. And that's perfectly fine because I also use this setup when testing some ideas on my side project or during interviews when dealing with some technical challenges. I prefer this approach or setting because it makes things easier and it's also familiar to most iOS developers. So anyone reviewing my code does not have to deal with my complicated setup. If someone is reviewing my code and they're familiar with the iOS app target setup or template, then it makes it easy for them to like concentrate on reviewing my code rather than starting dealing with the complexities of my setup. Now, as I've said, this iOS app target template is familiar for majority of iOS developers. It has a little issue in terms of TDD, and that's why I want to address it in this demo. For example, majority of these setups you will find there are no tests, or if you are lucky, you will see a few UI tests. And as we've said, UI tests are not part of TDD because they are slow and flaky, and we with TDD we only want to deal with micro tests, which are fast, reliable, and deterministic. And for that reason, UI tests are a poor fit for TDD basically. So let's optimize our Xcode for fast unit test feedback. And I learned this technique from John Reed, as I've said earlier, and I'm going to share the link so that you can learn it all. A very good technique which changed my life. So I've prepared a small project here to demo this really quick. So first we are going to run this and see. So at this stage, if you are watching along, maybe you can create a new project and then you set a timer, but for the purposes of this, I'm going to use the Xcode report. So Command U, let's see, build TDD. Okay. Testing. Waiting for clone 1. Installing test to clone 1. Okay. So let's wait, guys. As you can see, it's already taking time, and this is the issue that we discussed earlier. This is not fast feedback. And if it's not fast feedback, then it's not TDD as well, because TDD, guys, want to like press command U and boom, we have feedback. But as you can see, it's installing, it's launching. That's why we need to optimize this. Let's wait. Installing clone 3. Okay. And mind you, I have an M1 here with a good amount of RAM. Let's wait. It's a lot of time. So the moment you press command U, the various processes are running behind the scene, like building the app, running the tests, attaching the debugger, injecting tests in the simulator, like that. So launching UI tests. Let's wait. Let's wait. This is crazy, guys. Imagine these are just the default tests that are created once we create a project. We don't have our own test here. It takes this much. For sure, we need the optimization here. Because if it's going to continue like this, then I think majority of us are going to give up on TDD. on, taking this much. Bam. Okay, let's see the report. So logs, how many minutes? Oh my god, 327.9 seconds. That's a lot. Okay, so let's optimize this, but first I'd like us to commit this. So let's commit initial commit like that. Yes, please. Now the first thing we are going to do is we are going to remove the UI tests. As we said earlier, they are not part of the micro test, so let's remove that. So product test plan and then edit test plan. Would you like to save this? Yes, please. But now let's rename this to the name of our project, then append tests. We want to differentiate this with the app target. So after that, then we can come here and remove the UI test. You can just click the delete key on your keyboard like that. Then another thing, let's remove the UI test target. So select the project and then targets and select the UI test target, delete it. Just press the delete key on your keyboard or use this guy here, the minus sign. Delete, yes, please. And then another thing, let's also delete this this folder. That move to trash. Okay, let's run again. Command U. I think it's much faster. So 7.4 seconds. That's good. So let's commit. Okay, Xcode, being Xcode. Okay. Then another thing, let's turn off parallelization on our test. So with that, let's go to product and then test plan, edit test plan again. And as you can see here, execute in parallel. So we need to change this. The reason why we don't want our test running to execute in parallel is because when you press Command U, guys, you'll see that Xcode create different simulator clones, and that slows down the test feedback. So let's remove that. So parallelization, just set it to Swift testing only. And okay, then let's run. Taking more time. It is supposed to take less time. That's weird. That's weird. That's weird. That's weird. But let's wait. By removing the multiple simulator clones, I was hoping we are going to get fast feedback. So maybe it's because we are live demoing, doing the demo, and I don't know. Wow. Is it going to take more time than the first run? It's weird. Okay. And now let's see. 170. Okay. But it should take less time. Let's just commit. Turn off, disable. Para. Testing. Commit. And then another thing that we are going to do is disable the debugger, because as I've said earlier, if you when you press command U, like when you run your test, there are different processes that happens behind the scene, and one of those processes is Xcode attaches the debugger, and that slows up things. So let's turn it off. Edit schema, then this guy here. Let's check that box. Okay, let's run again. Perfect. That was fast. Check our time. 4.4 seconds. That's expected. So disable debugger. What's else? And that's it, guys. So basically the takeaway from this is as you can see, if you are that developer who likes doing TDD, then this kind of optimization really helps. And I learned this from John Reed, and it really changed how I work. So that's it, guys. Hope you enjoy and learned something today. Bye.